We're in today with the GTX 580. This is a 2010 video card with 512 shaders. It's got 3 GB of VRAM GDDR5 LPDA, running at 783 MHz on the core clock and 1005 MHz on the memory clock. It's got 384 bits bus width, DirectX 11 support, and we're gonna pair it up with this Intel Xeon E5 2699 V4 with 16 cores with hyperthreading disabled. I think the best thing we can do for this video card is jump in a couple of games and see how this model with 3 GB of VRAM is holding. Let's go. Let's start with Fortnite. You can actually see that in this game the video card and the system itself is doing a fantastic work. In this situation I got 99% load on the video card, but before I actually tried to see if it's possible to run the game with 8 cores. Now I'm not suggesting this type of CPU to run with 8 cores and 16 threads. I'm saying I had problems because the majority of the time the GPU was not on maximum, like in this case. With 12 cores I seen the CPU reaching 60-70% load and the video card was spiking everywhere. So in this situation I managed to put at the beginning 16 cores with 16 threads in order to get the best out of this CPU and to have no problem in Fortnite. That's the only reason I started recording this video card with 16 threads, because of this game. Now, I like the performance here with this video card because it's being utilized properly. In this case the video card it's at maximum power, the CPU has no problem, but in some cases I can see I have even 420 watts consumption. So overall performance is great. You know, I got the averages, the frame time is flat, so this is the only one thing that I'm interested in this case. If I manage to have 100 FPS constantly, I will say this is a big win for the video card, considering the age of the video card, considering how much VRAM I have. But in this case I don't want to push the details in such a way that I will get spikes or lower FPS. I would rather have less VRAM utilization and have a steady MS, because this is one thing that I really appreciate here. The performance in this game is fantastic. But if we're jumping in Farlight with this system, you can actually see that the computer is doing a fantastic job. In this situation the video card is being utilized around 70% load in this case, because I'm reaching 240 FPS maximum. That means it's the lock on the FPS in the game. Definitely a nice performance. I'm on low quality, I mean normal quality, like in performance mode with Fortnite. You can clearly see it's doing a fantastic job, so there is no problem here with delivering that amount of FPS. It's 240 FPS, 1.2 GB of VRAM utilized here, and 30% load on the CPU side, and get 420 watts consumption from the wall. So on average performance here it's kind of fantastic. Seriously, I like it. It's the wattage is okay, the FPS, the average is okay, 4.1 ms. This is actually fantastic, and overall performance is great. There is nothing to complain here about this computer and this video card. Apparently an 3 GB of VRAM model, it's an overkill in this situation, because the video card doesn't utilize more than 2 at this moment. Only 2 games are tested, but in this case you can clearly see it's not worth having a 3 GB model yet. Let's jump into GTA and see what the heck is going on with this video card and the system. You can actually see that putting 16 cores in GTA 5, it's fantastic, and I like it. Let's arrange this card because it's pissing me off now, seriously. I thought I can fit 3 cards inside, but apparently the garage doesn't let me. GTA 5 with 1.1 GB of VRAM utilization, maximum core load on the video card. I put everything on DirectX 10, you know, as a quality, not on DirectX 10. Got a 400 watts consumption here from this computer, and it's looking pretty well, you know. So yeah, I like it, seriously. Maybe if you're interested in more performance, I think overclocking the CPU with disabling some cores and maybe putting this CPU to a higher frequency will be ideal. But for general purpose, I think it's very important to understand the all performance with 16 cores. In this case you can actually see that you can benefit from a GTX with 3 GB of VRAM, because I'm reaching now 1.8 GB of VRAM. So if you use the 1.5 GB of VRAM model, you can clearly see that you will have some problems. But with this 3 GB model you can clearly see that there is no problem here, and we're benefiting from that. And I like it, seriously. If you're interested in this type of game, you can clearly see that you will be the one that is going to benefit from high performance, because in cases like this, you can see that the video card is not stressed. The core is not stressed, 50% load on the video card, 53 degrees, nearly 550 megabytes of VRAM utilized here. So there is no problem when it comes to, how shall I say, maxing out an older game, you know. 130 FPS, I think this is the cap on the game. So if you're interested on taking the story to the end with games like this, you will have no problems. You know, the video card can carry the game perfectly. High resolution, maximum details. The system has no problem. I mean, 10% load on this, 35 degrees. I mean, yeah, very cool CPU, seriously, in this situation, literally very cool. But if we're jumping in Metro with this video card and the system with maximum details, you can clearly see that this is barely struggling to hold on to 60 FPS. I mean, come on, look at this, it looks fantastic. I mean, I tried to play a little, but it's very hard. It's very hard to maintain the mouse with 30-40 FPS. I mean, when you're passing smoke and lights and stuff like that, you can clearly see that the system is dropping below 60 FPS, 30 FPS in some cases. What the f? It's struggling to keep up with 60 FPS, but it's holding above 30 FPS. So that's an indication that I have to lower the quality in some cases, you know? Yeah, definitely I have to put lower details, but I wanted to show you how the game is performing on maximum details. I mean, I like it. I like this quality, but definitely need to put lower details in order to get better FPS. This is the right game that needs to be put on a video card like this. I'm not saying this is the greatest performance. I'm just saying it's working with the video card, you know. I think there is an option that you can adjust the game in such a way in order for you to benefit from this video card. But if we're jumping in Mad Max with this video card and this system, you can clearly see that it's being utilized at maximum. It's got 1.2 gig of VRAM utilization. The game looks fantastic. I'm on 1080p with low details, but it's doing a fantastic work, you know. The CPU is not being utilized at maximum, but I got 402 watts consumption from the whole system. Definitely a good FPS overall. Even if it's not on maximum details, you can clearly see that the GPU and the system is doing a fantastic work. I mean, the whole thing is great, you know, with this video card, and it's got hundreds of FPS. Considering the age of this video card, I will say this is the right game for this video card, you know. In this case, you can see that there is no problem. Everything is great with this video card, with the whole system. 65 degrees on the GPU score with this video card, but only thing I'm interested now is to see how the GPU and the system is holding, you know. But it's holding pretty well, you know. I'm 100% sure I will get even better performance when it comes to this type of game, you know, if I'm using SLI or dual core BGA video card. But if we're jumping in Battlefield 1, you can actually see that the system is doing a fantastic work here with this video card. Holy smoke, 80 FPS. I'm on 1080p with lowest details, but I need to see how much VRAM and how much the video card and the system is pushing. Very important to see the limits on the GPU first. Then you 80 FPS apparently is the average here with maximum load on the GPU core. Looks okay, even on low details, can't say nothing bad about it. But I want to survive more than 2 minutes. But it doesn't matter. Look at this, it's fantastic performance. So it's utilizing nearly 2 gig of VRAM in this case with this video card. The CPU has no problem, 30% load here with 37 degrees. From that CPU side, you know, the quality is not that bad, but at the same time, I wish I had more FPS. I can complain more because I can complain because this is the best it can do, you know, the video card. Oh, look at that. This video card, this GTX with 3 gig of VRAM, it's justifiable in this game because it's using 2 gig of VRAM until now. And you cannot do this type of performance with that 1.5 gig of VRAM model. Seriously, this is a decent performance overall from this. But if we're jumping in Counter-Strike with 1080p and performance on Fidelity FX, you can clearly see that the video card is actually capable of delivering the FPS. This is the right game that actually benefits from a video card like this with 3 gig of VRAM. Now, if you're interested on actually playing Counter-Strike, you need to know that this video card can actually deliver. Every single game that we played, you managed to see barely a couple of them utilizing the VRAM in any situation. In this case, with this video card, you can clearly see that the video card is capable of delivering the FPS and utilizing the VRAM at nearly maximum 2.7. I think this is the maximum this video card can operate, 2.8 maybe, something like that. When it comes to VSync, it will be even better. If you're interested on getting only 60 FPS or 100 FPS, it will be okay. In this situation, you can clearly see it's on that limit in order to benefit from VSync. But the MS is flat. There is no problem. I got 1012 MS and overall performance is great in Counter-Strike. So I will definitely put this game on this video card because it's performing really well in this situation. Do I like the video card? Yes, it's fantastic. The last 500 series that we tested had only 1 gig of VRAM. This one had 3 gig of VRAM. Flawless. Every single thing I was throwing on this video card, it was performing. Has nice performance from the core, memory, 384 bits bus width. This video card is fantastic. It's got big radiators, so when it comes to cooling, everything is done perfectly. Plus this is a modified version because the original radiator from this video card is from Gainwar. I think it's Phantom, that has different type of cooling, but this one had Gelite, and if I remember correctly, your aftermarket. So you need to understand that sometimes it's good to upgrade the radiators and the fans because it offers you a better solution. I don't know how it was with the original cooling, but this one is fantastic. If you can find this video card cheap, it's worth it because it's still capable of with that 3 gig of VRAM. But aside from that, no, because if let's say you don't find this video card, then the next best thing will be to get a 700 series cheap, with 3 gig of VRAM or something that has 3 gig of VRAM. I like the video card, how I managed to perform today. I recommend that, and if you have any suggestion in the future for this video card or for the system, leave a comment and I will see you very soon.